everybody, Jeppy here, and recently a member of my Discord server posted a Valorant theory about Sage that actually blew my mind and definitely has some potential to be true. To summarize the theory, Discord user Sirjeppyclips theorized that Sage was actually the one that crafted those creepy Omen-like figures guarding Brimstone in Chamber's reveal trailer. This theory really does go into wild territory and what this means for the potential future of Valorant's lore. I'm going to talk all about this and some other theories I have surrounding this topic. Stick around for the whole video, guys, to see if maybe you can add any information to this ongoing theory. But first, I have something cool to show you. Guys, we all know that Opera GX is the best web browser, especially for us gamers. I already talked about it on the channel, but today I'm going to talk about the 3 blockers of people not wanting to switch browsers. Problem 1. If I switch to Opera, I won't have my Chrome extensions. Wrong! You can add Chrome extensions easily in the Google Chrome web store. So here we are, we click Social Blade because I love that, Opera GX. Of course, I can add the extension, and just like that, Social Blade has been added to Opera. Problem 2. But if I switch, it'll take forever adding all my bookmarks again. Wrong! Look, if we go to browser settings, we go all the way to synchronization down here, import bookmarks and settings, and look, it's all right there, import, and everything is ready for you. Problem 3. But all my hardworking school stuff is on Chrome. Actually, yeah, leave that on Chrome. Have Opera be the place you want to chill out and relax while gaming, and leave all that boring stuff like work on Chrome. You deserve it. Opera makes it super easy to switch browsers. Make Opera your relaxing and gaming space to separate from busy school and work life. Click the link in the description and download Opera GX for free. Okay, so let me go in depth on why this wacky theory would have any potential of being true. So to start things off, we need to know what Brimstone and Viper were doing that got them captured, requiring Chamber to rescue them in the trailer. Well, it was heavily hinted at that Brimstone and Viper were trying to access a teleporter to get to Mirror Earth. As we know, Mirror Earth is the main enemies of the Valorant protocol, as they've been raiding our planet for the energy-rich Radianite to pretty much save their own planet. Mirror Earth sends their very own Valorant protocol to our Earth, which is Earth 1, via these highly advanced teleporters. It's not like Mirror Earth is like right next to us and we can just fly a spaceship over there. It most likely resides in an alternate dimension or timeline and requires the teleporters to access that said dimension, or whatever you want to call it. Now, we don't know the intentions of Brimstone and Viper once they reached Mirror Earth. Were they wanting to cause harm, negotiate with the Mirror Valorant protocol, or perhaps it was simply a surveillance mission to see what we're really up against? But along the way, someone captured Brim and Viper before they were able to access the teleporter leading to Mirror Earth. In the beginning of the trailer, we see Brim and Viper get into a confrontation with someone we still don't know who.
Brim, we aren't alone here.
Guns up. Let's not take any chances.
Don't move.
How about you start talking?
It could have been an agent from Mirror Earth, I really don't know. But what I really want to get to are the creepy Omen statue things guarding Brimstone encased in that crystal containment pyramid. I always wondered what those were doing there. They're definitely not Omen or Mirror Earth Omen. They were made as, well, guards for this weird prison room. And that's where this theory that Sage made them comes in. So the theory goes that Mirror Earth Sage knows how to use her powers beyond simply healing and reviving people and turning it into a weapon. She somehow gave life to the statue creatures and gave them an objective in guarding Earth 1's Brimstone. Chamber had to summon his headhunter to quickly shoot these Omen creatures in order to rescue him. So we know they have the capability to hurt someone, otherwise why would Chamber shoot them? Here's a few reasons why we can back this claim that Sage made them up. 1. Sage has a connection with Omen's accident that made him the monster he is today. We can see that very, very clearly in the player card featuring Sage doing everything she can to bring Omen back to life. But what we have today is the best she was able to do, the current Omen. 2. KO explicitly tells us that he is surprised that Sage uses her powers for healing in our timeline, and that where he's from, Sage is no medic, only a weapon.
It is strange, Sage. Where I'm from, you're no medic, only a weapon.
So we know that at some point, Sage has the capability and power to use her radiant abilities for more than just healing. And 3, we know that Omen himself questions Sage when she uses her powers. It seems like he knows the answer to the question, but he basically asks if Sage even really knows where the energy comes from that brings people back to life.
It is strange, Sage. Where I'm from, you're no medic, only a weapon.
So, since Mirror Earth is desperate for resources, specifically Radiantite, and is determined enough to get a supply of it that they're willing to start a worldwide war against another Earth, don't you think they'd have their agents do everything they can to expand their powers, their scope of powers? Whether the Sage from Mirror Earth intentionally made the Omen statues or not, you have to say it is weird that they're there. Maybe that's the byproduct of whenever Sage revives someone, that it maybe transfers the life force from someone in an alternate timeline, and what's left are those Omen statues. It's also weird that out of all the agents or people in the world these statues could resemble and be, it had to be Omen. That's what leads me to believe that something negative really does happen when Sage uses her powers, and Omen specifically is the one to call Sage out on it. So, as we know right now, that Earth 1 Sage, our Sage, has no evil intentions, but it is canon to Valorant's story that there have been Sages in other timelines that have Chaos timeline, so the possibility is there. And I also want to throw something else out at you guys. This is just me brainstorming about theories because I love Valorant's lore so much, and I think about it a lot because I'm a big nerd. But what if Skye and Sage work together to make these Omen statues to guard places or attack things? It would kind of make sense, don't you think? Like, we know that Skye has the powers to turn inanimate objects into living creatures through her summons.
This is happening everywhere, Skye.
I have to protect this land, Sage. It's my home. Won't you give me up? Seek them out.
Her hawk and tiger summons, for example, start off as just pieces of wood and stone, then she infuses it with her powers to bring it to life. Perhaps Sage and Skye from Mirror Earth, since they're desperate enough for survival, have found a way to create larger and more menacing summons by combining their radiant powers. KO also tells us that in his timeline that we need to deal with Skye now before she gets too powerful.
I've seen what the enemy Skye becomes. Deal with her now. Trust me.
So it's also confirmed through KO that at some point Skye becomes powerful enough to absolutely dominate a battlefield. So what does this mean for the future of Valorant's lore? Well, first off, this theory actually needs to be true for it to do anything. So if we're onto something here and it ends up being confirmed by Riot, then that means that somewhere along the line, we won't be fighting just the Valorant agents. Perhaps eventually whole squads or maybe even armies will be made up from these Omen-like statues or whatever else Sage decides to craft up with her powers. It could be a really cool game mode too if you think about it. Like, what if there was an infected game mode in Valorant where the infected are these statue creatures, and once they melee or launch a throwing knife or whatever, that it turns that agent into an infected. I would totally be down to play that, would you guys? So if Riot decides to go down this path with the Sage theory, they could totally make a game mode backing up this lore change and update. But what do you guys think? Do you think I'm stretching the theories too far here? Is there any potential in your eyes for this to one day become true? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. Also, it would be pretty cool if you guys gave me feedback on if I should make more theory videos or not, if it's something you guys are interested in. Hey, real quick guys, if you have any theories of really anything in Valorant at all, hit me up in the Discord server to share your theories. I have a whole channel dedicated to people sharing them, and if it is a plausible and interesting enough story, I might just make a video on it crediting you, exactly like what I'm doing today. The link for the Discord server should be in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. It's a really cool place. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jeppy out!